Chivalry. You got to Google it if you know what I'm talking about.
Sit back, give relax your feet. Tune into a love story. We gon' always be together. Ain't nobody else better. Tevin and Brittany and Tevin. We are the Tevneys. Come along and see what true love can really be. We're the Tevneys. We may laugh, we may cry, but our love can't be denied. We're the Tevneys. Sit back and relax your feet. Tune into a love story. We gon' always be together. Ain't nobody else better. Tevin and Brittany and Tevin. We are the Tevneys.
Welcome back to another episode of Thursdays with the Tevneys. It's your boy, the one and only, Mr. Tevin.
What? No.
Mr. Tevneys. Tell the people who you are.
I am Mrs. Vines. But you gotta run that back. Spell it. What was that?
Bro, I'm trying to tell you, bro.
Don't care for what.
I was trying to play somebody. This is another episode, and the subject today is about chivalry.
You pronounced it just like in Google.
We had to Google it.
We had to Google it because
I didn't know if it was chivalry with an
Oh,
L
yeah.
or
chivalry.
chivalry.
But she said what?
Chivalry. You got to Google it if you know what I'm talking about.
So, chivalry, if I say it wrong, it is what it is. We are going to talk about what it is, how you got there, and some other things. Is it dead? You know. But we want to thank those that have already subscribed to our channel. And if you haven't, you can go ahead and what?
I think it's on this side.
Is it?
I don't know.
I don't know. I think it is on this side too.
Go ahead and subscribe to the page, the channel. It's a channel.
It's
to
a
the
channel.
channel. And you'll be in the loop of everything we got going on.
Yeah. So last episode, we introduced the AND cards. And if you haven't seen that episode, you can go back and look. Yeah, like we can be getting sponsored.
They might cut us a check one day. You never know.
You know what? You're right. So we're going to pick one card each and just, have a little icebreaker moment.
I want this one.
Okay.
Ooh.
I read your card a little bit.
You don't know what to say?
It says surprise something. It did. Watch when you read it. I don't want that card.
I'm going through the whole deck, huh? That's how she be, trying to get out of draw two.
First of all, I be winning.
Trying to get out of this. I ain't no way in the world people supposed to have 4 draw 4s in their hand.
I keep picking up.
Cheating.
This is not right.
Black people.
3 hours later.
Ooh, okay.
So are we not gonna do the ones ever that you skipped?
We might, but
It's
right
just
now
not on
I
the
just
camera.
no. Some of them don't even pertain to us.
Okay.
Yeah, like I could think about our life and it just don't go.
Well,
So
we can't say stuff like that. We don't want them to cut us some shit. They pertain to us.
No, they don't. But we should fill in the blank ones though.
Okay.
Okay. You want me to go first?
Yeah, you ladies first. Chivalry.
Okay. When do you think I need space, and are you giving it to me?
Why I keep leaning close to the mic?
I don't know.
I don't know. I feel like I'm in church. But you've told me that you needed space when you come home from work. She said give about, what do you say, 45 minutes to an hour. And I might go about 37 minutes. I might go about
the accuracy.
I might go about 37 minutes. You know, I give her a long time. Enough time to take a shower and sit down. She might read a book or something. But about 37, 38 minutes.
But you come and check on me and then you'll leave me alone. You'll let me finish. So I'll give you that. So yeah.
That's when you need your space.
Yeah. I have another time too, but it's okay. That one was good. When do you think I need space, and are you giving it? You don't ever need space.
What is space? What is space?
He don't ever need space.
Don't need it.
That's his love language. He likes to, touch, be. That's him. So yeah.
Even that, it's too far. Skin to skin.
You're not a baby.
Okay. What surprises you about our relationship now?
I think how far we've grown. Like, you were talking about it yesterday, like, we have so many memories. I mean, and of course, it's to be expected when you've been with somebody for years. But we've, like, had our moments, good times, bad times, everything under the sun. Like, and we've grown through it. And it's not like we've grown for the better. Everything that we say, I say, I live what I give and I give what I live, is literally like the thing of our life. Like, we don't give out any advice that we don't do ourselves. Anything that we have gone through, we make sure that we pray about it and we, grow from it. So, yeah. I'm gonna stop doing these cards with you.
I mean, you said everything that
was that gonna be your answer?
Half the stuff.
Okay.
We've grown, and I'm still in shock sometimes that we actually married. It's like you still. I can't explain it, but it's like we actually married. So that kind of after everything we've been through, like you said, we've grown and we've overcame everything and.
Okay. To get into the episode, it's mainly about him. I'm going to just put my little inputs in here and there. So, for those that don't know, how you pronounce it?
Chivalry.
Is courteous behavior, especially that of a man toward women. And I love that they said toward women and not just a woman, because you can be like chivalrous to anybody that's not your spouse. Like, I'm not a person that gets mad. Like, when we leave out of a restaurant, if somebody's coming in, a woman's coming in, like, you don't, like, you'll hold the door, and it don't bother me. Like, it's not like a big thing. I've seen some videos, like, it's like, no, you let the door go. No,
I mean, you gotta be. I don't feel like it's. What's the word I'm looking for? I don't know. I don't feel like it's limited just to like you said, your relationship is. like you said, women in general, you know. So I'm gonna hold the door for you. If I'm in church, like it's a crowded church, like we went to one time, like it was in Rocky Mount. It was packed in there. When your pastor had to preach.
She preached everywhere.
When y'all had to sing.
Yes.
It was packed in there. And now, they had seats, but I feel like, you know, if a woman would have came up and she was standing, I would have got up. That's just like the, you know, and I don't think you would have looked at me for that.
No.
See? Just being chivalristic. Is that a word?
No. So you
That's not
taking
a
it
word.
too far. If you would have just said chivalrous, okay.
Being chivalrous is not limited just to your relationship.
Okay, so how did you become chivalrous? Chivalrous.
Chivalristic.
No.
That might be a word.
I don't
I'm
think
gonna
that's a
look it up.
word. Look it up. You got your phone?
How did I become
Chivalrous.
chivalrous? It started with, you know, growing up in a single parent home, you know, just my mom, and I never seen, like, I seen it in movies, but, you know, and I always said, you know, when I find the one, just be a gentleman, you know. She taught me how to be a gentleman, you know, open the door and pay the bills and pay for dinner. She said that's all part of, like, being a man. So she did her part, you know, being a single parent. She taught me how to treat a woman. So I think that's where it all started.
Okay. So was it like, did you ever have a moment where you like, well, I got to do this? Or was it just something that...
No, I ain't never had a moment like that.
Okay.
It's just what I do.
Okay. So I looked up the top acts of chivalry. And I'm going to read them, and then we can see what you do and what you don't do. I think when I went over it, I think you do all of them, but I have a question for you after that. Okay, so it was open the door, retrieve dropped items. You get that one.
Mm-hmm,
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Walk on the outside of a sidewalk, give up your seat, get out of your car. And that's just like if you pull up. I'm not a beep girl. Okay. So like when they pull up, like coming to the door, that's basically. And if she's getting out, like after a date, if y'all are not married, if y'all not going into the same space, actually getting out to open her door. Introducing her to people, putting on her coat, making sure she gets home safely, walking her to the door, and being a weatherman.
What? Holding an umbrella? That's the weatherman?
Yeah, and then like with you, you always, if like you go outside before me, or if you check the weather, like, oh, make sure you grab the umbrella. If I'm like, we're not in the same car, but that too, like, just I got the umbrella, you holding it. So
I do all that.
do you feel like you can be better at any of those?
I do all that. Do you feel like I can be better?
Let me see. You all open door, period. It's hands down. You got it.
That was the first date, wasn't it?
No.
I did do it when we
You
left
did not.
Chick-fil-A.
No.
Because I walked you to your car and opened your door.
I don't remember that, bro.
When we left Chick-fil-A.
I don't remember that. I remember...
Second date.
Yeah, the second day, because you picked me up from my house. And you came to the door.
Y'all women, don't let that man text you say I'm outside. Leave him on red. Don't even come outside.
We gonna get into that, because that's also, we're definitely gonna talk about that. So, walking on the outside of the sidewalk, you do it. We get kind of confused when it's like double side cars. So it's like, give up your seat. You never really had to, but I know you would. You got out of the car. You introduced me to people. You've always done that. You helped me with my coat.
That's another one too. if you out with somebody and a female know you, and they be like, "Hey, Tevin, how you doing? I'm fine. This is my wife, Brittany."
You do.
If you don't introduce, who is that? Yeah. And that's kind of a respect thing too.
It is, most definitely.
Because I feel if a man come over here and be like, "Hey, Brittany, I ain't seen you," I feel like I want her to do the same thing.
Instead of you just standing there looking.
Yeah. or act like you shopping for something. Like you.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, make sure she gets home safely. You used to do that. Like, just make sure you text me when I got home. Like, when we weren't married.
I say used to.
We haven't always been married. We're only a year in.
Okay, you right.
Walk her to the door, and like I said, of course, be a weatherman. Like, you do those. No, I think you do well. Like, you do really good. And it's never because I always say, start out how you gonna hold out. Like, don't start opening my door and then down the line you be like, this too much. Because he literally opens my door when I get in the car, when we get out of the car. If we just go 2 seconds up the street, it's gonna be the same thing. So of course, to some people it's like, that's too much. But to me, I love it. I mean, because it's just it's a different level of care. What we told y'all, don't worry about it.
I thought they were home.
So, what would you have done if I refused you opening my door? Like, if it was just like this is too much, I don't want it. Like, no, I can get out. I can do.
I don't know if I would have been mad. I just would have found other ways to be chivalrous. Like, if you want to open your door, then I can't make you not open your door. But I just would have found other ways to be chivalrous. Like, do all the other stuff on the list.
That's good. I don't. For me, it's gonna get into another question that I have. For me, that hasn't been my life story. So he was the first person to open my door and come to the door to so when I said I'm not a beep girl, like, I haven't always not been a beep girl. So but when I learned my worth, it got different. So yeah. So, I wouldn't take that away from you because I know that's who you are. So that was my thing. Like, no, I haven't ever had it before, but because of that's who you are, I wouldn't take that away from you because that's who you are. Like, I feel like you're putting somebody in a box when they're trying to show you a different level of, just because you're not used to it, you're trying to push it away or, so. But it goes into, do you feel like it makes or breaks a relationship? Like, because everybody's not chivalrous. And I don't feel like that takes away from them being a man. Because a lot of people, weren't taught that. Or, well, maybe it just boils down to that. Like, they weren't taught that.
Is it safe to say, like, to each his own?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, if a woman don't really require it, but you still, like, doing your part as a man, I don't really feel like it should, like, ruin your relationship.
I agree. What if your daughter is dating? Like, how are you going to, I'm trying to word it right. How are you going to teach your daughter?
I don't feel like it's nothing I have to teach. I feel like she's gonna see,
okay,
like, what I do with you, and, like, hopefully some of it rub off, like, oh yeah, my boyfriend got to do this and that and this and that.
But what if he's a great guy and he wasn't taught it? What advice would you give her? Because she's gonna come and ask her daddy.
Sit in the car. When y'all get to y'all destination, stay in the car.
and see how it.
And see how long it takes for him to notice that you ain't behind him.
But do you feel like that that's forcing them to be something they're not?
No,
Or okay.
I don't feel like it's forcing. It's like if that man really wants you, he's gonna like meet some of your standards, just like you got to meet some of his standards.
Okay, I agree. All right.
And future reference, when we do have a daughter, don't you dare text her tomorrow you outside. You gonna ring that doorbell. Yeah, I seen.
That's a definite.
You seen Bad Boys too? Mm-hmm. Call my homeboys over.
Why?
Don't worry about it.
Do you feel like you have to do that? I want to really know.
How old is you? Look 30. I got to. It's just.
You don't have to. That's just something that you want to do.
What's the next question?
That's it.
That's it.
Yeah. So we just having a conversation. Do you feel like there's something that you have to do? That when your daughter starts dating,
I don't have to do it, but it's like I'm gonna need him to know that I ain't playing.
Okay.
If I say be back at 9:59,
it better be some type of respect then.
9:57, I better see some headlights in the, you know, even though that's kind of early, but what's gonna be like a curfew for you?
What curfew do you?
Because I knew my curfew.
Okay, let me ask you this: in your head, what's the age that she can start dating? Children, not even just putting it on her.
You said her.
Because I feel like you
22.
No, the same that you give when we have a son, because the Lord knows my heart. I want it to be the same across the board.
I feel. I'm gonna go off the limb and say about 15.
Okay.
15.
You in what?
You about
the ninth grade?
You going to ninth grade, something like
Okay.
that. But that don't I'm not gonna refuse them from going out with their friends like in middle school or something like that.
But you mean like a date?
A date, yeah.
Okay.
About 15.
Okay. What if it's a group of people and it's somebody in that group she likes?
Yeah, like I said,
it's fine. But long as it's not a one-on-one date.
Yeah, one-on-one. I say about 15.
Okay.
Cause that's you old enough to work now. 15, you gotta work as permit.
Okay. All right. So curfew.
Like I said, I knew what my curfew was when I was.
What was it?
Excuse me. My curfew in middle school, I think it was like 11. What, that's late or early? You gotta think middle school.
I don't remember what it was because I used to just stay off. So I wanted to ask.
It's like, you're in middle school, you ain't driving, so you got to go get them to wherever they is. So I feel like, let me rephrase that, 11 o'clock, like on the weekends, because when you got school, you're going to be in the house. So what you need to go
Right.
I ain't gonna say what you need to go out for, but you need to be out till 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
But high school
weekends,
it's kind of hard to say because when you first get your license, you got to be in the house by 11. You can't be on the road after 11.
Oh yeah, but what if they not drive? Like the person that
they're
they're with
driving,
has their full.
What?
I want to see what you gonna say.
$12 or $1?
What is going on? That's my question.
What?
I feel like when my mama used to ask me, like, what be going on at so time that you got to be outside.
I guess times is different. Because back then, we just really just hung out and cook out. That was about the only thing that was open. Or like, I don't think Waffle House was jumping like that.
Ours was McDonald's.
See, I ain't going to McDonald's.
I mean, that's when I used to eat McDonald's. I don't eat McDonald's now.
But like, we go to the game out on Friday night.
Yeah,
game
but
out
ours was the 301 McDonald's.
Yeah. See, we had cookouts. So
we ain't had cookout then.
We sit at cookout 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning. Then go home.
Or we went to, did we go to Denny's?
Denny's was a little high maintenance. I ain't had no job.
I think we did Denny's. We did Denny's and we did McDonald's.
I'm going to tell y'all a little story about how I used to get free food from cookout. Never, I'm going to tell it. I'm in high school. I had money, but I ain't want to pay for no food. So what I would do is I would find, I used to call the number. I would find a receipt like on the table or something. And I'd go and they'd be like, you never called my number. I'm like, yeah, we did. I said, oh, I ain't got my food. You gave my food away.
This was before meeting me.
And they'll recook it. And be like, here you go.
Before ever meeting me.
Save my $8-9.
You know, he's been delivered.
I don't do it no more.
Praise the Lord.
So cookout, if you listening.
You owe the money.
I owe at least about $30, $40. I ain't gonna lie.
Oh my God. Don't tell nobody else that story. You
I
don't put it out there.
I done told the world now. I've been delivered. I don't steal no more. So that was the episode about chivalry.
Yes. But I did have one more question. Like, are there any, because that was the top acts of chivalry. Like, are there more? That's not on the list.
Well, of course, I don't let you pump your own gas.
So do you feel like that's chivalrous, or do you feel like that's being a man? Or is that the same thing?
You got me right there. I don't know. Maybe that's just being a man.
I mean, it can go. I feel like it can go in two categories.
Cause I ain't gonna say you don't pump your gas at all. Cause if I'm not around, then and you need some gas, so
of course I might just go ahead and do it.
Yeah.
But on the most part,
yeah, I'll try to go ahead and I've been doing it since
we were dating.
Yeah. Got an old video on your phone too. What date was
You used to do it every Sunday. When I worked at
Carolina.
Yeah, Carolina Family Hill, you did it every Sunday.
I need to get back to it.
And then when I started working at the state, well, for the state, not at the state, we were in the pandemic. So I didn't really go nowhere. I didn't go nowhere. So that kind of was like the start of the fall off. So if we add that to the list, that's something you can do a little bit better.
But Sundays.
Yeah.
You right. There's always room for improvement.
Anything else?
I'm about to ask you saying anything else I need to...
I mean, I feel like you have to, not have to, but it's what you define as being chivalrous. Like, because there are a lot of things that I could say that I feel like a man should do, but is it just being a man, or is it being chivalrous?
That's true.
So let's just go into that. What are some things that you just feel like a man should do?
I guess pay for dinner unless she wants to pay. Like if she taking you out, it'll feel kind of awkward, but every now and then your woman will take you out, like for your birthday or something like that. Pay for dinner. Open the door. Mm-hmm. I feel like a man should pay the bills, but your relationship might be different. Some relationships are 50-50 on the bills.
Yeah.
But like I said, I was taught to pay the bills, and
I was looking at a TikTok yesterday, and I think the somebody had put up, it was like they had made a post and they were saying how their partner made more than them. They made, I think, $20,000 more within the year. And so the girl was doing the breakdown, and because she said some of the comments said, well, that's not a lot of money when you talk about deductions and you talk about that being divided throughout the year. And so she like did a deduction where she did the deduction, and then she did it where, okay, well, what if y'all paid a percentage to what you make, and then kind of like some people could do that. I have to go finish looking at it because she made a part 2, but I feel like it's to each his own. Like you have different arguments where they say, you know, like the women used to be at home and not work and XYZ, but we're living in like a completely different time.
You got some men staying home now.
Yes, and he keeps talking about
stay at home dad.
When you started looking at it, how much it costs for daycare.
Man, good God,
we're not pregnant, but you know we like to be proactive. So he said he was gonna be a stay-at-home dad.
Stay-at-home dad.
So I mean, it just depends on what I'm doing. Like if it was to the point where like I love my job, I'm not stressed, and you know, I don't mind as long as you're doing something that goes with your purpose.
It's all a joke. I wouldn't even feel right.
But I'm just saying, because there are some people, like it was one person, he wasn't even a parent. He was just a stay-at-home husband, period. But when she explained it, because you know that's where people get it twisted, all them people in the comments like going, I was like, I can't believe your husband doesn't work. But when she explained it, she was saying how he didn't have a visa, so he couldn't work. They won't give it to him. So it's like he's over here, they're married, but he can't get a job. And she makes enough money for the both of them, so she's a traveling nurse.
Now, if I stay home, basically I'm running the business, running the house.
Period.
I'm not just gonna be sitting home. There was a time I couldn't sit home.
Yes.
And now I can actually sit home my days off, but
oh my God. He thought he was supposed to be in the streets all the time.
Gang.
Like, no, we rest over here.
I had to be in the streets.
Sit.
I won't for the streets, but I had to be in the streets.
We just enjoy.
Make that clear.
Yeah, you weren't for the streets, but you know, you did, like, you couldn't stay home. You felt like, I gotta go somewhere. No, you don't. But you've gotten better. I am very, because even if I'm busy, like, and I just say, okay, what you gonna do today? Like, you just be chilling.
On TikTok. TikTok. That's the right name for that social media. Cause time just be going
yes.
by. TikTok.
Yes, most definitely. I don't even know what we were talking about. Oh, anything else that you feel like a man should do only?
Well, I guess when it comes to like any, well, we say gas, but I feel like not only gas, but like any mechanical problems, like with your car, I feel like, you know, she used to get her own oil changes, but you know, I try to take her car. I had some work to do. Because she did not ask for help.
At all. But why? Why? Why didn't
you was independent?
Okay. And my mama raised us to be that way.
Okay, yeah. I was about to say my missing something.
Huh?
I thought I was missing something.
No. My mama raised us to be independent. And not like independent where you these bad men bashers, but independent because she had me and my sisters, and she wanted to make sure that if anything ever happened to her and we had to go live with our aunts or our uncles, anybody, we weren't like a burden. Like, we knew how to take care of ourselves. We knew how to wash our own clothes. We knew how to, so she just raised us to be independent and making sure that we could handle things on our own. Shout out to Tina Best. She the best. Hey, Mom.
I ain't even know mine.
What you about to say?
I was about to talk about that plate she cooked there. Boy, that's. Why you shot your mama? Shot my mama out. You see these shirts we got on? We didn't go to Hawaii, but
You already said that.
no, we didn't.
Oh,
That was on the other tape.
we had a reboot.
She went to Hawaii last week before last, and
Yeah,
she bought us these dope shirts back.
he was gonna wear his little thing, but no.
Oh, I forgot it. You ain't even try to remind me, but you remember everything.
I'm surprised you ain't put on your hat.
Nah, I ain't wear the hat.
But yeah, she brought us back shirts.
She know we like to match and coordinate,
Yes.
so she brought us the same
Shout
shirt.
out to my mother-in-law.
She said Jamie Howard, if you didn't.
Yeah, I did say my name. Say her name.
Yeah.
And a bunch of like good. Well, that was for
Candy,
her,
yeah.
but her son.
We like to try different things, so I rather like try it and not like it than not try it. Then you never know if you're gonna like it or not.
Yeah.
If that makes sense, but
Yeah.
So, anything else on this episode?
Now, Bo.
Yeah.
Just let us know in the comments, like, what does if you're a female, what are some chivalrous things that your man does for you? Or if it's not your current man,
Yeah.
like a previous man that you've had, and is it necessary? We could put that on our story as, do they feel like chivalry is necessary?
I mean, if it was something else that we didn't name, put it in the comments and, see if I do it. We might have missed something.
Yeah, I mean, because like I said, it's a different level, like measuring if it's just something that a man should do or if it's considered like chivalrous.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
This has been an episode about chivalry. And as we said before, go ahead and like and subscribe to our channel down there.
Leave us a comment. Let us know what you think. Until next time, y'all.
We out. We the Tevneys.
Thursday with the
You gonna mess up at the end.
Thursdays with the Tevneys.